One of the things that Stan showed me, which led to a lifelong impact, was don't overcomplicate it. Keep it simple. It's okay.
He was always humorous. I loved the way he would tell stories. In fact, he was a storyteller just without the music. He was a very great guy. He would come and tell me stories. I would laugh and laugh and laugh. When I hear my Uncle Stan's music, it makes me happy. I get goosebumps.
Down in Bermuda, there's a traffic. Anywhere you go, you got to take it cool. The diddly bops in the gooseneck handlebars, beep beep, zigzagging in the motor car.
Hi, I'm Gavin Jada Smith, apprentice to Stan Seymour, Uncle Stan, Lord Necktie. I'm a multidisciplinary creative, working out of Bermuda, trying to do my part to continue the tradition. It was an honor, a privilege. It was a journey. He was a legend. I knew about him from a little boy.
It was named after my grandfather, Stan Seymour, and he was an artist as well. Was James Seymour. He was a one-man band in Bermuda. I just found that out the other day, but that's where my uncle got his inspiration. During the mid-50s, they were both interested in music and film, and each of them owned movie cameras, the old Brownie 8mm movie cameras. But at the same time, my uncle was very much interested in playing the guitar. And my father always wanted to be a newsman, and they would tease each other. And I remember a joke my grandfather said that they were in a room one time, and my uncle had a guitar and a book to teach him how to, play the guitar. And my father said, I don't know why you're even bothering with that, because you're not going to be a great guitarist. And he says, well, you're sitting over there and trying to read the news. You'll never read the news. And they both ended up at top of their professions in the 60s. My dad was a broadcaster, my uncle was Lord Necktie. And so that was a big influence to the family when I was a little kid.
I met him like I was about 24, 25. I started playing guitar myself when I was 21. One of the things that Stan showed me, which led to a lifelong impact, was don't overcomplicate it. Keep it simple. It's okay. Don't worry about being so caught up in all these different chord changes and all these different types of things. Like, focus on the story, focus on the connection. And he was able to really do that and show that throughout his entire career. His songwriting process was one of sort of freestyling and figuring it out. How that sort of came into my work was I would typically start before that point with an idea or a little nugget. So an idea, I want to write a song about that. He would be more like pick up the guitar, start plucking around and sort of running his mouth, would sort of find something and then lean into it and sort of use that as a scaffold to tell a story that kind of related to where he was coming from, to the crowd, and that caught people's attention.
Back in 1994, we decided to do a documentary on Bermuda kites. No one had ever done one. So we spent a lot of time working on it. And I asked my uncle to do a song. And he came up with a song called My Kite, which we recorded at Ian Marshall's studio.
My kite flying high, way up in the sky. Hold your kite, watch your line, don't get it all hitched up with mine.
And I asked him, I said, Uncle Stan, when we were getting to the end, I said, I want this thing to sound like the Dilly Bop song right at the end, because it's kind of wacky. And he said, what do you want, Richard Pryor or you want Sesame Street? I said, no, Uncle, I'll take Sesame Street. So we went with that. The song became a classic in the documentary.
A lot of our artists nowadays are using technology, and technology is an asset. It's a tool to help you to get your voice out. Stan just had him and his guitar. If you look at the great artists, the iconic artists that left a real legacy and made iconic, historic, immortal songs and things that are influencing many generations, a lot of them strip it down to just a guitar and a voice. And that's Bob, that's Beatles, that's Stan.
He was always humorous. I loved the way he would tell stories. In fact, he was a storyteller just without the music. He was a very great guy. He would come and tell me stories. I would laugh and laugh and laugh.
In performing with him, I realized that everything that we prepared went way out the window. Because he was walking around and I'm like, and his changing chords, and I'm terrified and just hanging on for dear life. But that was an important lesson. Don't ever think it.
And he actually wrote a song about Hurricane Emily. A lot of people don't know that. It went something like this. It was 8 o'clock in the morning, the 25th of September, 1987. That's the year they will remember. Hurricane Emily, we'll never forget, because it mashed up the island from St. George's to Somerset. I don't think it ever made it to an LP stage, but that was one of his songs. He did a lot of songs like that. But when I hear his music, it just fills me up. And it's the kind of thing I want to pass on to my own children.
One of the things that Stan always spoke about was how he never necessarily knew which one of his songs was the one. And so Diddley Bops, it was not a throwaway song, but it was kind of like one of his experiments that he didn't expect to slap and to go super viral for back then. So these guys here were the ones that actually made Diddley Bops go around the world. So Stan, as a Bermuda-born performing, working musician artist, got a lot of heat in the Caribbean through the song being a local hit, but being picked up by the Merrimen. The Merrimen are from Barbados, but they came across Stan when they came to Bermuda to perform, and they took Diddley Bops, and it actually propelled them to being more popular throughout the Caribbean.
Here in Bermuda there's a traffic rule. No matter what you drive, you have to drive it cool. But the Diddley Bops like to break away, breaking speed records on the highway. The Diddley Bops on the gooseneck handlebar, beep 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 beep, zigzagging through the motor cars. Coming round the corner for the row, up on the sidewalk I had to go. Yes, the Diddley Bops on the gooseneck handlebars, beep 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 beep, zigzagging through the motor cars. Coming round the corner for the row, up on the sidewalk I had to go.
What my father said to me, son, I'm glad I came first, because I went through the struggles. I went through all the things. There are a lot of things I couldn't do that you can now do. And to me, the feeling of standing on shoulders, and my dad always said, my feet are in the mud. But I said, no, Dad, you did a great job. He exposed me to a lot. My uncles exposed me to a lot. And today I am so humbled and thankful to have been part of that legacy. And it's something that I tell youngsters, I pass it on to my own children. It's something that we really need in Bermuda, just to the word inspiration and having people be creative and inventive and things like that. So that's what it does to me.
Hold your kite, watch your line, don't get it all hitched up with mine. My kite flies higher than everyone, while I eat my fish cakes and hot cross buns. If my kite should break away, it would spoil my Good Friday. My kite flying higher